Hello and welcome to my channel, So Lindy Lou. My name's Lynn and thank you for joining me today. I hope you're well. I am. It's been quite a busy week. There's been a lot going on this week, which I'll tell you a little bit about in this catch up on Friday as I'm recording this today. So this will go out as a Friday Sews vlog. Hello, I'm just doing the editing and you may well have noticed my deliberate mistake earlier when I said I was going to get this out as a Friday Sews video. It now isn't Friday when it's coming out, and the reason for that is that we've had a bit of a family issue happen on Friday and we had to drop everything and rush off. My mother-in-law this time is not very well and she is now in hospital, and we spent all day there yesterday, so I didn't get very much more sewing done at all Friday or Saturday, and I didn't get time to finish editing the video, I'm afraid. So I will get this out to you at some point, I'm not sure when, but I just thought I'd let you know that it isn't a Friday Sews video any longer. I will probably try and post it if I can on Sunday afternoon, but it just depends on how long it takes to load up the video. It'll either be Sunday or Monday anyway, so just thought I'd make that amend. What I'm wearing today is, it's actually turned a little bit chilly here and I had to go out quite early this morning because my car suddenly had an engine warning light come up, just an amber one, so nothing too serious. So I took that to get it put onto the computer to see what was wrong with it. So when I left this morning, it was spitting with rain. So I actually reached for a sweatshirt for the first time as we come to the end of summer. So, which is quite sad. I've really enjoyed wearing all my summer clothes, but I do love this Jarrah sweatshirt, and I made this actually from a kit that Guthrie and Ghani do. And I love this. It's called Chica Cheetah and it is a loop back French terry, and it's really soft, it's organic, it's beautifully soft. I love the pattern and the bright colours on it, and then they also did this matching cuff detail as well, which I've also put around the neck. So really recommend the Jarrah sweatshirt if you haven't tried that. I think I've made 4 of them in total. The kit that I actually had was the pink version of this fabric. I'll put a picture in of that to show you as well, but actually the pattern ended up being a little bit short for me, so the second one I made, I just ordered the fabric from Guthrie and Ghani and I just extended it by a couple of inches to make it slightly longer. I'm also wearing it with a pair of me-made jeans, so I've got my ginger jeans on today, which you've probably seen before because I've got 2 pairs of ginger jeans and I do wear them quite a lot because they're really comfortable and the fit is really good, having made them and adjusted them to suit me, so really pleased with those. So that's what I'm wearing today. So what I'm going to cover in this vlog today is, you'll probably notice I'm in my kitchen again today because I'm cutting out. In fact, I have cut out. I've just been marking up the pattern that I'm just about to make. So I will put in a little insert to show you the setup that I have. I've got a lovely island in the kitchen, which is what I'm leaning on at the moment. It's probably, I don't know, probably about 2.5 meters long, so really good for cutting out, and it's the perfect height as well. I don't have to bend or crawl around on the floor. It's really good for this job. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, and then I'm going to move in my sewing room to start sewing shortly. So before I get into what I've been making this week, because I haven't actually made anything, I've just been doing preparation this week for a couple of things, so I can show you the progress on where I'm up to. But I wanted to start off with some thank yous, and also I suppose this is maybe for other vloggers out there, but also I think it's a lesson we can all learn. I recorded a video on Bank Holiday Monday, which was at the beginning of this week, in, I think it wasn't the whole of the UK, I think it was England, Wales and Scotland. We had a bank holiday, and I put out sort of a bonus episode, and I talked, rather than talking about sewing, I talked more specifically about how your face shape can influence the style of collar that you choose. So it's still in relation to sewing, but it was more around style and using my background and style knowledge to share that information. And I recorded it, and then I thought to myself, did I just waffle in that video? Is it any good? And in the end, I just thought, oh, just get over yourself and put it out there. And actually, what's interesting, it hasn't had as many watches as some of my other vlogs so far, but it has had proportionally more comments on that video. Lots of people found that really interesting and have asked for more sort of style and colour content. So I will be interspersing that along with my sewing. But the thing that was really exciting is a lovely lady called Sue actually commented on the video and said, have you got a Ko-fi account? I'd love to put a tip in there for the the content that you're making and the knowledge that you're sharing. And I didn't have a Ko-fi account. I'd got one set up where I've given to other people to thank them for their content, but I didn't set myself up to receive Ko-fi tips or cups of coffee, however you prefer to think of it, because I thought, well, I'm new to this, I won't set myself up just yet. That's probably for people who are more experienced at vlogging and have been doing it for a lot longer than me. So I hadn't set one up, but given that Sue asked me to set one up, I thought, well, actually I will go and do it. So thank you, Sue. That was a massive surprise, and I just felt really humbled that you would want to send me a tip to thank me for my content. So huge thanks for that. And then, having loaded that up, another lovely lady called Tamara also sent me a tip on Ko-fi. So and that came in actually in the morning that I was just about to go off and meet my parents for a coffee. So so I treated myself to a coffee from Sue or Tamara. So thank you so much. It means the world to receive your thanks, and I'm really pleased that you're enjoying the content. So thank you for that. So the other piece that came out of that is lots and lots of suggestions for content. So as I said, I will be putting that out over the coming months. I'll be sharing lots of different style tips and all sorts of information around scale and around colour choices and around the actual shape of garments and which body shapes they suit the best. And as I said on my last video, I'm not one of those people who says you must do this, you must do that, this can only be worn by this body shape. To me, it's all about making us feel good. So if we feel good in what we're wearing, that's going to help us to feel more confident, and we'll feel more like getting out there in the world. So I'm not one for sort of hard and fast rules, but I can give you some guidelines. So if you're wondering which pattern might suit you best, then hopefully you'll find that information useful. But as I say, I'm not one to say you must follow this advice. It's more about, here's a bit of information. If you find it useful, brilliant, use it. If not, if you've got another style that you love but isn't necessarily best for your body shape, it doesn't matter. If you feel good in it, then actually that's the main thing that is going to be helpful. So I'll add the tips in, but they are just tips and guidance, and you can use them if you feel that they're useful for you. So I'll be doing that. So the pieces of information that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I'm going to talk about the Bonnie blouse that I'm just about to start constructing. So I am actually, a really exciting thing for me is that I'm going to be teaching this course. I've done some teaching in the past, just at a beginner level. This Bonnie blouse is an intermediate pattern. And it's going to be with a group of ladies that I've been working with for a while. We've all been sewing together in sort of a social sewing sense, and I'm actually taking over as the tutor for that course. So I've just been doing all of the cutting out. Everything's all down here, and as I say, I'll pop in that insert so you can see my kind of cutting out space. And what I've just been doing, because the Bonnie, again, I'll pop a picture in of the blouse so you can see what that looks like if you're not familiar with it. It's a pattern by Sew Over It, and it's got lots of pleats on this blouse. So what I've just been doing, I don't know how well it will pick up on camera, but can you see all the lines that I've just been drawing on the fabric? And I've actually written on whether it's a fold line or a sewing line as well. it looks quite pretty. So I did iron that fabric before I started working with it, because I want to make sure that we get all the folds and pleats in the right place. So that's what I've just been doing. So I'm now ready to start sewing. So after I've recorded this video, that's what I shall be doing next. The course I'm going to be running is at Carolyn Rose Sewing School, which is in Leamington Spa, not far from where I live. I live just on the outskirts of Stratford-upon-Avon. And it's a lovely sewing school. It's got a shop upstairs, and then downstairs in the basement area there is a sewing studio set up with plenty of sewing machines, overlockers, and there's a cover stitch machine as well. So I shall be delivering that course from Monday. There are still a couple of spaces on it, I believe. So if it's something that you wanted to join us for, then get in quick, because we are starting on Monday. So really looking forward to working with the group of ladies. They are all ladies. I know that are booked onto the course at the moment, but you know, if there are any chaps that want to join us as well, then feel free. There's plenty of space still left. So really excited about starting to teach that course. So that's the Bonnie blouse. Other things I have got, I won't say too much about this one. It's a little bit of a secret project, but I'll just give you a bit of an overview and show you what it is I'm making. So this is for a friend of mine that's got a special occasion coming up, and she has a dress to wear, and it has sort of cap sleeves, and she doesn't like the way her arms, the tops of her arms look. I think they look absolutely fine, but she, you know, is feeling self-conscious about them. And we talked about what she could do to adjust the dress in some way. And what we came up with was creating some sort of a sleeve. And this is what she's chosen. So it's this view here. There are lots of other views on the pattern. I particularly like this one. I do like a pussy bow blouse, which I'll talk about in a minute actually. So that's a really nice one as well. But she just wanted something that covered her arms. So we're going to be making this. And this one, I'll just put the pattern there. It's a Vogue pattern, and it is the V2079. And the fabric she's chosen is a chiffon, which I haven't sewn with for many years. I think I've made some sort of voile type curtains many years ago in our second house, I think, that we lived in, but I haven't sewn with chiffon for quite some time. So that's going to be interesting. It's obviously a very fine fabric. It's a very slippery fabric. So I've already done some testing with cutting out, and I'm using a brand new blade in my trusty rotary cutter. I love this one. It's got flowers on the handle. Look, I can't remember where I had that from, but I really like it. And so I've been cutting out and doing some test on a piece of the sample fabric that she sent me to take a look at. And it's also the big piece about it actually is this tie here is actually a binding, so it goes around the back and then ties in a bow at the front. So as you can imagine, creating binding out of that very slippery fabric is going to be tricky. But as I say, I've already done some testing. I've checked my thread, so I've got some very fine thread. I've got a very fine needle, a sharp needle, and sharp pins, although I'll probably use clips. I tend to find clips are better when you've got really fine fabric like that. And I'll also be taking my stitch number down, so I'll probably be on a number 2 stitch, I think, rather than a 2.6 that I'd normally sew on, which is the stitch length. So that hopefully should give me a little bit more control. I've also got some stitch and tear, which is a paper that you can put underneath the fabric and then stitch it to stabilize it a little bit, and then you just tear it off, as the name suggests, afterwards. So I'm going to do a bit more testing on that. So I haven't cut that out yet. I've just cut the pattern out ready. So lots of preparation this week, but not too much sewing. Partially, actually, I didn't say at the beginning, but partially the reason I've not done so much sewing is, as I said, we had the bank holiday on Monday, so that was very much a family day. And then Tuesday, we all had the day off, and we went down to Wembley to watch Coldplay, which was absolutely incredible. Never seen them live before, and actually that's the first time we've been to Wembley for a concert as well, and it was incredible, just the scale. We normally go, because we live in the Midlands, we tend to go either to Birmingham, which is the NEC, or they changed the name of it, but it's the arena in central Birmingham, just near the Jewellery Quarter. I've forgotten which name it's under now, because it's always the name of the person that sponsors it. It used to be the Barclaycard Arena, and I'm not sure what they call it at the moment. It might be Utilita Arena. And we've been up to Manchester as well, but never been to Wembley, and it was absolutely incredible. We absolutely loved it. So we've had quite a busy week, and it seems to be Friday really quickly, so hence me not doing a great deal of sewing so far. And then the final thing that I will be starting to work on is, and I've talked about this before in a video, but I will just remind you about it because there's time to get involved. There is a challenge in September called the Sew Phoenix September Challenge, and it's being run by Sam, and her handle is Sew Let's Sparkle with Sam. And then it's also Rachel, who is the French Seams, and then Catherine, which is Sew Over to Makery. And what they've decided to do is think about, if you've got a make that you've made previously and you're not altogether happy with it, or perhaps you've added more skills to your sewing repertoire now and you think you could do a much better job of it, then that's what the Sew Phoenix Challenge is all about. So it's about taking something from the ashes and, you know, regenerating it into something amazing. So I've chosen the Sew Over It Pussy Bow blouse. I didn't make it that long ago, but we made it in silk, and silk is also a very slippery, tricky fabric to work with. It's got some hand stitching in it as well, and I think I rushed it at the end to get it finished, and I was a bit fed up with the fabric. It was actually easy to sew. It was the cutting out actually that I found more tricky, even though we cut it between tissue paper to try again and control the fabric, but it's so slippy and slidey. It was not the neatest cutting out I've ever done, I have to say. And I bought a piece of fabric some time ago, or probably at the same time when I made the silk pussy bow blouse. I bought some lovely satin fabric from Fabric Godmother. Gosh, my memory, honestly. And I love that. So I'm going to be making that one again. So I may cut that out because we are towards the end of August now, and the 1st of September is on Monday. So the challenge starts on Monday. So I've already washed the fabric and pressed it, so it's all ready now for cutting out and getting ready to sew. So again, I'll pop some pictures in of that. I may even get around to doing the cutting out later today in preparation for starting the sewing on Monday. So if I do, I'll put some pictures in of that towards the end of the video as well. So I think that's everything from me. Yeah, as I say, I haven't sewn anything at all this week. It's all been preparation work and planning. And there've been lots of little niggles this week. So for example, getting the pattern, it was a PDF pattern. I started printing it, and my printer gave up halfway through, so I then had to go off to a copy shop and get the rest of it printed. As I say, I had a warning light come up on my car. So it's just been lots of little niggly things this week that have taken up time and taken away from my sewing time. So I will show you, the progress on those 3 items: the Bonnie blouse, the V2079, just checking my notes for the number as I make that, and I will check with my friend that it's okay to actually show you the garment. She might want me to wait until the event has happened, but I will share that with you. And then I will be sharing the pussy bow blouse because I'm on the vlogger tour for that challenge. So, and I've got a date early in September. So I've got 3 things that are quite pressing. The first Bonnie blouse I need to get really as far as I can by Monday, because that's when we're starting the course. The top that I'm making, or the sleeve covering that I'm making for my friend, the event is happening early September, and the pussy bow blouse as well. I've got an early September date for that. So I've got a lot of pressing items that need to get done. So that's not like me. I normally work on a project at a time and just work my way through them, but with these 3 I might have to do a bit of multitasking and a bit of overlapping, I suppose, with the projects that I'm doing. So I will keep you posted on those. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful sewing weekend coming up. And if you've liked what I've been talking about today, I'd love a little thumbs up to keep encouraging me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love you to subscribe, because I'm almost up to my first 1,000 subscribers. So it'd be great to get a few more to just get me over that first initial 1,000 subscribers, because it just means that the videos get shared to more people as they become more popular and you have more subscribers there. So it'd be great if you can help me out by going and hitting the subscribe button, so you get to see the next videos in the set. And yeah, have a fantastic weekend, and thank you all so much for your lovely comments and your likes, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye for now.